Hey Corner Cuties, welcome back to the channel, guys. For those of you that are new, welcome. I'm Jamie and I am here for you guys today to do my zucchini bread recipe. I love this recipe. I've gotten pretty good feedback on it from friends and family that I've let try it, so I thought I'd come on and share it with you guys today. The little different thing that we're going to do today is, usually in the past when I've baked it all in the oven. It's a 2 loaf recipe, and I do a loaf and 12 cupcakes, or muffins, actually 12 muffins. So today I'm gonna do the loaf in my Frigidaire Bread Maker and see how it comes out in there. I'm still gonna mix the dough in a bowl. I'm not gonna use the Frigidaire for the mixing, just for the baking portion. And then I'm gonna do my muffin. So worst case scenario, if the loaf doesn't come out right, we still gonna have our 12 muffins for the week. So let's get started. I have here four different types of squash. I have my zucchini, and then I have 2 other different types of squash. I just wanted to show you guys because, like, I'm so excited. I actually got like a variety of squash in my garden this season. So I have these 2 here, and then I got these 2 here. So today we're actually going to use one of the regular zucchinis for this recipe. I think the last time I made it, I did half and half because I used half of one of these and it came out so good. But today we're going to stick strictly with the zucchini. So let's get these set aside. And which one should we use? Which one should we use? We'll use this one. I think I've had this one a little longer, so we'll go ahead and use that one and save him for like dinner or lunch. So first, just to get it out of the way, I'm going to get, let's see, keep these 2, but I will get a plate. Alright, so I can grate this zucchini and get it on the plate and kind of wring it out a little because it's really moist. Let me grab a knife. And a cutting board. Alright. Okay, so we're gonna cut this zucchini and we'll cut the bigger end of it. Get that bottom off. And I'll leave it. I'm gonna slice it down the middle just because I want to get some of these seeds out. This is a pretty big zucchini, so the seeds tend to be pretty large depending on how long you've left it in the garden. So you can't really see too bad. But there are some big seeds in there, and I don't want those in my muffins or my loaf. So we are going to scrape those out just for that. So pretty easily, grab a spoon and just scrape the middle out. Do the same process for like cucumbers when I do ceviche or cantaloupe. You know, you buy cantaloupe and you want to get all the funk out the middle, or any kind of melon basically. Just grab a spoon. Alright. So yeah, it was some pretty big seeds in there that I definitely would not want in my bread. So let's get these on the plate and we can get this cutting board out the way. Done with him. Alright. So let's just get to grating this zucchini. I use the big grating side, not the small. As for this recipe, I think it's a cup. I love this zucchini bread. The first time I had zucchini bread, I was at Starbucks, and I love the banana nut bread, and I went one morning and they didn't have it. And I was like, okay, well, what am I supposed to have with my coffee, you know? And they had zucchini. She told me, well, we have zucchini muffins and I think pumpkin muffins. And I was kind of like, zucchini muffin? That sounds a little different, but I'll try it. You know, I'm always wanting to try something. So I tried it and I thought it was so good because I was kind of like, what is zucchini gonna taste like in bread, you know? But it was delicious. figure they make carrot cake, so zucchini bread couldn't be that far off, right? Which I'm not a fan of carrot cake. But you know, well, I guess if you make a carrot muffin without the carrots, it's just a spice muffin, right? All right, that is definitely more than enough, so we can stop grating now. What we don't use for the muffins, we can toss in like a stir fry or something like that. Some soup, something like that. All right, so let's just get all this up, get this in the sink. Grab a rag and just wipe this off real quick. Okay, so we got our grated zucchini, and actually that one didn't seem to have a whole bunch of moisture in it, so I think we'll be okay. All right, so first we're gonna get our dry ingredients together. So in a bowl, we are going to do 3 cups of flour. Now, originally, this was done with all-purpose flour, but I just like bread flour, and I know it already has some stuff in it, and I'm still going to add some baking soda and some baking powder. But the last couple of times I tried it, I used the bread flour, and I really like the way it came out. So I'm gonna grab a knife so I can level off these cups. I know I'm supposed to pour, not scoop. So let me get something. Oh, hold on. I was gonna say let me get something to scoop with. No. Yeah. Whatever. Y'all know what I mean. Okay. Alright, so we're gonna do 3 cups of flour. And I'm actually going to get them, let me come over here. Let those go straight into my sifter because I'm going to sift. There's one. Look, let's try to do this and not get flour all over the place. There's 2. Finish this off and level him off. All right, and there's 3 cups of flour. Alright, I think I can set this aside. So I don't think I need that or that measuring cup for anything else right now. So I got my 3 cups of flour. I need a teaspoon of salt. Did I bring out my measuring spoons? I do not think I did, so let me grab those. Alright, measuring spoons. Alright, so 1 teaspoon of salt. Look, I'm like, okay, did I bring out the salt? Okay, there's my salt. You know I'm scared to pour this directly. Let me pour it over here. Just in case it comes out too fast, I don't want to end up with too much. Alright, teaspoon of salt. Just put that in there. We got a teaspoon of baking soda and a teaspoon of baking powder. So there's the soda. And there's the powder. All right. So now we also have a tablespoon of ground cinnamon. And originally it was just cinnamon, but I absolutely love nutmeg. I love the spiciness and that warm spice. So I don't do a tablespoon because if you like nutmeg, then you know it's a very potent spice. So I will do I'm going to do a half a teaspoon. I think that's what I usually do because nutmeg is kind of overpowering. I don't want it to be too strong. So there we go. Half a teaspoon of nutmeg. And I believe that is it for our dry ingredients. So we are going to sift this, which we're going to try to sift this without getting it, okay, there we go, all over everything. Alright, that's what we good. Not too much feedback. Alright, and you know what we did do? I sifted and I got, it was pretty good. There was no little balls of flour in there, but I used kosher salt. And most of my salt is still in my sifter, y'all. So we're gonna just go ahead and sprinkle that in. Because luckily the flour sifted really smooth. So that was just salt. Alright, so we got our dry ingredients in the bowl. All nice and sifted together, so we can set that aside and get started on the wet ingredients, which I hope this bowl is big enough. So I need 3 eggs. I really had to think about it because I meant to grab the eggs and bring them out earlier and forgot, so I really had to think where the eggs were at. Alright, so I got 3 eggs. These are medium eggs, so to be honest, I think I'm going to use 4. So there's number 3, and because they're medium and kind of small, we're going to do 4. Alright, so there we go. We got our 4 eggs. I need a cup of vegetable oil, which I have here. All right. Get that in. All right, and then I need 2 1/4 cups of white sugar. So I personally have tried this with white sugar and with the combination of white and brown sugar, and I really like the kind of, you know, mapley flavor of the brown sugar. So I think what we'll do is make this a combination. What did I do with my measuring cup, y'all? Oh, I left it in the flour. So what I'm going to do is, of the 2 1/4, I'm going to do 1 white. Actually, I'll do 1 1/4 in the white. Of course, I don't have my 1/4 cup measuring cup. Where's that at? Alright, well, he's missing, so there we go, 1/4 cup. We'll use my little mini measuring cup, which I absolutely love. It's just so adorable. Alright, so 1 1/4 cup of white. And then we'll do 1 cup of brown. Because I love me some brown sugar. So I guess I also should have, look, what I didn't do was preheat the oven before I started. So let me go ahead and preheat the oven for the muffins at 325. Alright. And then for the Frigidaire, he doesn't need to preheat, but we'll get him set up in a second. Alright, so we'll do 1 cup of lightly packed brown sugar. All right, lightly packed. There's that. Okay. All right, and then we're gonna do 3 teaspoons of vanilla extract, which do I have that? Because this feels like it's kind of close to being empty. So 3 teaspoons, 1 tablespoon, same difference. All right, get that in there. And we had enough and some to spare. Definitely got to put that on the grocery list. All right, so I think that's everything for our wet ingredients besides the zucchini. So first we're going to just go ahead and get this blended together, and then we'll incorporate it with the dry ingredients, and then we'll get that zucchini in there. You know, I want to say, dealing with the hand mixer, I want to say last time I made this, I used the big mixer, the stand mixer. So let me grab the stand mixer, guys. Alright guys, so I pulled out the KitchenAid stand mixer. So I'm just going to transfer the eggs, the sugar, the vanilla extract all into my mixing bowl. And use my spatula and get all that yummy sugar out the bottom of the bowl. All right. So we get him in. All right, and we'll get him started on low. That's the oven. It's preheated and ready to go. Alright, so we got the sugar, the eggs, and the vanilla all beat together. While that's going, we're going to turn this down to low. And then we're going to start to incorporate our dry ingredients. Actually, let's stop it and do the first add with it dry, which you know it always goes every place. So all right, let's get it started. And then we'll just keep adding in the dry ingredients as it's mixing. Real quick and add this little last bit of dry ingredients. Alright. And let's let him go. And we'll scrape down the sides in a second. Let's just give him a quick pause so we can scrape it down. It seems kind of thick right now, but once you get the zucchini in, that moisture and everything in the zucchini definitely loosens it up some. Uh-oh. There we go. All right. All right, so you don't want to over mix it because you don't want it to, you know, kind of seize up too much and get too thick. So let's bring the pan back over here. All right, so we are back over here. We're going to try to get this dough off of our mixer, because that's, you know, that's like a whole muffin right there. All right. I hate to lose all that. Like, I'm really like, let's get all the dough off. Okay, there we go. That's most of it. Okay, so the recipe actually calls for, if you make the double batch like this, it's 2 cups of zucchini. So, kind of loosely packed. That's our first cup. And we had like just, look at this. It's like just enough. It's perfectly 2 cups here. So let's just get all the goodness in there. That's cup number 2. Set this aside. And just take our spatula and just kind of start to mix this in. And there's a nice amount of moisture in there, so like I can already feel it loosening up. Now at this point, if you like nuts, walnuts, pecans, whichever you prefer, you definitely can add them at this point and fold those in as well. I think I'm gonna do some pecans. I think I pulled out some pecans. So not everybody likes pecans, so I think what I'll do is I'll just do the pecans on the muffins, and I'll just probably sprinkle them at the top and let them fall through as they bake. Alright, so let's just kind of get some of this stuff out the way so we can get to putting our muffins together. Alright, so I'm going to use muffin tins. As opposed to greasing. So for these, I like the foil ones, and then the foil ones come with the paper in between, so I use them both. I kind of like the foil ones better. They just come off easier, but I don't mind the paper. So we're going to do 12 muffins. I'll use, did I put both of my measuring cups away? I'm going to use my half cup measuring cup to scoop each, actually, I'm going to use the 3rd cup. Each muffin should be about a 1/3. Like, you know, you get a whole scoop of the 3rd cup. It usually, because they're so thick, it doesn't all come out. So it's probably closer to like a 1/4 of a cup per muffin tin. And I think the recipe is kind of like a perfect loaf and 12 muffins, like down to the scrapings of the bowl. So because I'm doing the muffins first, I'm going to try not to overfill them, so I have enough dough to get a nice sized loaf. Alright guys, so I'm back. I found the hook that I was looking for. It's actually the mixing hook that goes in the bottom of the bread maker. So when you use the bread maker, it's the one where, you know, you can do all your mixing and everything inside. It's the little hook that does all the stirring that's down there, which technically you don't need for this particular recipe, but it's like a whole thing when you put it in there and dump it and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to put it in there because that's the only way I've ever used it, so I just put it in there. Alright, so I got my dough and I am going to get it into this bowl, or this baking pan, I guess you would call it. And get all that yummy zucchini bread dough out of here. And I am trying to get it all because, like I said, the last time I made it, it did 1 loaf and perfectly 12 muffins. So I want to make sure I get it all. So my little loaf not looking all pitiful. So we're going to get all that off the spatula, and yes, I'm using my finger. I'm making it for me in the household, and my hands can do this. Okay. Alright. Get that all rinsed off. Okay. So now we got our dough in there. So we're going to get this into the bread maker. Click it into place. Get it closed. It's already plugged in. Did you have, by the way, did y'all see my big old bowl of tomatoes back here? Like, I'm so excited. My little garden is just, the garden is flourishing this season. So, alright, so here we go. We got the bread maker. We are going to do this on, I've never done this before, but it says number 14 is bake. So we just want to bake. So let's hit the menu button until we get to 14 and set the time. So we're going to increase the time. I'm going to do like 45 minutes, and once it gets there, we'll see what the status is, and from there we can decide if it needs more time. So we got that on 45. We want it to be medium in color, and I think that was the only thing. It was color and time. Alright, y'all. So I guess that's it. 45 minutes, medium color. We're going to hit start and see what happens. Okay. I mean, it shouldn't mix or do anything because it's just baking. So this ought to pretty much just be a waiting process. So that's on 45 minutes. Our muffins have 26 minutes left, so I mean, I guess it ain't nothing to do but maybe like go have a cocktail or something and wait for everything to get done. I mean, no, and clean up the kitchen. I can do that too. So, all right, cocktails and cleaning. I'll be back. Alright guys, so I set the timer for 40 minutes. It's almost done. So we're just going in a little early because I can smell them really well. And I just wanted to check them. I got my toothpick. They look delicious. Look at that. And alright, yeah, my toothpick is coming out clean. Yeah, I think they're definitely done. So 40 minutes, or in this case it was really like 38 minutes, are pretty perfect. Let's get that off. And there are our zucchini pecan muffins, I guess you call them, because most of them have pecans in them. So that's the zucchini pecan muffins. The bread is still in the bread machine going. So once that's done, we will come back and do another check-in. And we're going to cross our fingers that that's all good and ready to go. And then we'll kind of slice into some stuff and see how moist and delicious it is on the inside. So we'll be right back with the bread. Alright guys, so we are back. The bread maker has beat. I ended up adding 15 more minutes because at 40 minutes the center wasn't quite set. So at this point we're at 55 minutes and we're going to go in and do the toothpick test and see if it's ready to come out. So right now the bread maker, it's on the warm setting and it's going through the last minute of the warm. So we'll just go ahead and open it. It looks delicious, y'all. And it smells good. Okay, so toothpick, ooh, I touched it right in the middle. He's still a little soft in the middle. I think we're gonna give it maybe 5 more minutes. And then, so we'll come back in a couple minutes and see what he's looking like then, if he's a little more set, and then we'll try to get him out. So we'll be back. All right, so we did an extra 5 minutes, so we're at an hour total at this point. So let's go in. Oh yeah, he's good and ready. Toothpick, I can feel it go all the way through. He's good and ready at this point. So we did 1 hour. Yes, yes. Needless to say, it's already 2 muffins missing, y'all, but yeah.
I didn't do it.
Okay, so let's get this out of here. It's hot. All right. All right. Little lift. Get him over here. All right, so I think we're gonna let it cool a couple minutes and then we'll come back and flip it out and get it on a plate, and then we will get to tasting everything. So, well, not everything, because like I said, it's already 2 muffins missing, but we'll cut into this bread and see what it looks like in the center. So we'll be right back. All right guys, so we are back. We've cooled off a little bit and we're about to try to get our bread out of the loaf pan and onto a plate so we can taste him. All right, let's see. It's kind of warm still. All right. Look, we're sticking a little bit. Maybe I need to run. Okay, no, wait. Okay, there we go. All right. And the little stir thing stayed in there this time. It's not in the bottom of my loaf. So let's just flip him back in. And there we go. Oh, it's still nice and warm too. Ooh. Look, yay, yay, yay. All right, so we got our muffins. We got our loaf. Now we need a knife so we can get into it. Should have grabbed that before I sat down, but I didn't think about it. Okay, let's see. Now, what I will say, since we had tried the muffin, Renetta had a really good idea. She drizzled her muffin in some honey. We got this wonderful, I think, orange honey at the farmer's market. If you are following the Jamie's Corner page, then you've seen we went to the Nothing But BLK farmer's market a couple weeks ago and bought this orange honey, and it's perfect on the muffin, so I'm sure it'll be perfect on the bread as well. So let's slice into this loaf and see how it came out. I love an end piece personally. All right. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes, yes. It's all nice and moist. You can see those little flecks of green zucchini in there. Oh yeah, that came out perfectly. So now we know the Frigidaire Bread Maker on the bake setting works perfectly if you make your dough yourself. You don't have to necessarily make it in the machine. Pour it in, put it on bake for a couple of minutes, and there it is there. I got the honey. Yeah, orange honey. That's what it's, pure orange honey. All right. Let's try it, guys. Let's try it. Look at that. A nice little drizzle. Okay, and it's really moist. So there it is there. If you got a bunch of zucchini in your garden and you need something to do with them, if you just want to make some zucchini bread and go to the store and buy you some zucchini, this is a really good recipe. And what really just glazes it and makes it better is a drizzle of honey at the end. Thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the recipe. I'll definitely be back to try a couple of different recipes and bread options. So thank you guys for coming around the corner. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and to hit that notification bell so you know when we upload new videos. Thanks guys. See you next time.